Holy shit. I don't know what to expect. Especially with chat not working. Okay, there it is. I just had to give it like 5 hours. Obviously, I don't think I deserve to be. I think there are like more than 10 entries that are better than mine. So I really don't care where I get placed. So, yeah, there's no chat window right here. I'm gonna switch to main scene left. I'm actually switch to main scene right. Maybe like hide the path to affiliate countdown. Yeah, no, I like it more when it's on the left. Yeah, chat's right here. So I'm gonna like hide the chat window, I guess. And hide affiliate. Yeah, because then all you see is the screen. Alright. Yeah, I gotta stop like paying attention to viewer count and just like pay attention to what Viz thinks the best entries are gonna be. Now, right off the bat, I'm just gonna tell Zoe that I'm live, even though I'm sure she's doing something. Alright, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do while waiting, because it's not like people actually watch me. I feel like all of this is just because, like, I didn't, like, stream correctly. I honestly feel like my 7 second, I genuinely feel like my 7 second VOD's gonna get more views than this entire thing. But yeah, I don't think there is, like, necessarily a reason to watch it in the moment. I mean, like, knowing my possible luck, I have 2 viewers, and I think one of those might be me. Or 3 of those might be me. It's happening when it's still 6 minutes. Alright, so all I really did is, like, watch the first VOD of Viz. Like, I like watched it back, of Viz playing the entries, and obviously I'm not gonna name every single one that deserves to be nominated. I kind of liked Masking. It had, like, a similar vibe to Life is Fragile, almost, in my opinion. It was also submitted at, like, about the same time. But yeah, let me go up my list of projected top spots. There's Telecaster G-Boy. It's more humor than anything. I feel like this could be, like, a potential, like, fan favorite because it's just so dumb, and that's what makes it amazing. But yeah, it's an auto level, so it's a movie that's like a minute long. The farm song, I actually don't remember why I put that one there. It just, like, feels like a completely regular level. I don't know where any samples would have been. Audiovisual sample CC. It's just really creative, pretty funny. Obviously not a masterpiece, but it is still kind of creative in the same way Telecaster is. Drugscape. Drugscape, on the VOD, Viz said it was like a daily level. And yeah, I didn't, like, rewatch the entirety of Drugscape, but I remember it, like, being one of the few entries that are like, wow, this is by an actually might be by an established creator. Godstained, obviously. I'm 99% chance Godstained by F Chud makes it into the top 5. I literally have that song in my non-hip hop rotation. Copycat, obviously, low-hanging fruit, whatever, like, the tamer version of that phrase would be. Obviously, I think it might be Justified, I don't know. But yeah, my expected spot for number 1, assuming, like, every other judge, like, looks for the same exact things as, like, Viz does, would just be, like, Corrupt Core. But yeah, I feel like the vibes of my level are just, like, relying on emotions more than, like, actually, like, cool looking stuff. Oh, it's happening. Yeah, it's actually happening. Let me actually sort by all messages. It seemed like you were talking to somebody. Luminous is goaded. Hoping for top 100. Yeah, there's no shot Viz is gonna, like, give attention to, like, every single entry. And there's no even if, well, obviously, like, if there are any judges, I imagine they rated, like, every individual level, but, like, and even if they were displayed, there would be a lot of ties. There are just too many. They're, like, it's, like, over 100, I remember. Like, you gotta give, like, a detailed critique on all of those 4 people. Starlight Sylvian thought I was trying to get attention in this chat? Oh wow, since it's in a minute. I'm treated alright. I'm gonna have to scroll back up and see whatever happened, because that sounds like Starlight might be doing, like, a hyperbole, bro. Where is everyone? Well, off to a strong start. Well, I didn't join chat until like 4:50. This website is really lagging, but I don't really care. They did back in August. I'll upload photos of myself. Alright, Kiri. Dude, I don't know why I'm yawning from this nervousness, bro. But yeah, I might show a showcase of the level, because I know like the premiere countdown is like 2 minutes, and if like it happens during that, I might just like mute it when it's like halfway through. I know that's the wrong scene. I know the level's like 1 minute 10 seconds about. Let me look for the showcase. It's probably gonna take a while to load. Content. Let me just search life. The showcase. Yeah, I feel like Viz does like a decent job at like breaking it down. But I guess I do a good job at that too, but like it was like a 13 to 17 minute video. Let's go, bro. It's 1 minute. I'm not gonna have time to play the showcase, but I don't care. If I see number X is Life is Fragile by Lucid Mlem, then I'm actually going to pee my pants. But yeah, I'm gonna go over my projected top 3 again. Might be Godstained, Copycat, and Robbed Core. I think Copycat is like a more impressive, more thematic level than Robbed Core, but like Robbed Core just like scratches that deep itch others might have. Alright, let's lock in. There's the level, Godstained. Is it? Wow, I imagine he didn't know that until now. Oh, desktop audio is muted.
Since every sample used in the entries had full permission given from the original creators, this contest ended up leading to the very first
CC
rated
entries.
levels using sampling, which is amazing. But there wasn't just 1 or 2 rated levels.
I didn't see my level
there.
There
were 42 rated sampling CC entries, which is insane.
I'm sure my level was there, but I scrolled too quickly, bro.
And to say the least, judging was quite the process. I want to take a second and say thank you to everybody for making awesome levels for the contest, and there were so many incredible
Anytime Vizzy Wizzy anything to get anybody to notice
Before I get into the
my
results,
Binger
I want to
stuff.
provide some transparency for how judging was
Let's
done.
do it!
All levels were judged in the same 3
I watched the
categories:
unique
gameplay,
CC results
decoration, and
recently
most
to
heavily,
see.
sample creativity. The criteria we used for this was that a level should score higher if you can
To see
tell
like
that
what
it's
I'd be
a
dealing
sample-based
with
level.
visually.
Whether this was based on vibes, recognizability of samples used, or
I'm
theme
in the
was
Premiere,
different
I'm
between
using
each
my
level
alt.
as well as between every judge.
So
The
Starlight's
entire theme of
mod
the
and
contest was
banned you
sampling, so it
for
feels
what
right
seems
that the
like a
level
reason.
scoring highest should make that point clear. Levels that sampled very few levels and didn't run with the sampling idea very much scored
I really
lower in
wanted
this
to go with
contest.
like sampling
However, levels that
creativity
kept the
above
spirit of
everything
sampling
because I
alive,
didn't think
with
anybody was
assets,
gonna like
references, interpolations,
use
and
an
creative usage
actually
scored
like
higher. The
sampled
idea of
song
sampling as a tangible theme might be
and
a bit
like
confusing,
just
but
like
the idea
visualize
can
the
become pretty
sampled
clear
song
when
the same
seeing the
exact
results.
way.
With that being said, judging is now complete, and I am very excited to bring you the results
W
of the
complete
Sampling Creator
judging. Who were the
Contest. Here they
judges?
are.
Please don't have our Clea. Let's see. Sky to Fall.
Sky to Fall is
I don't
Pog's
remember
very
that.
polished entry to this creator contest using
This
Magnolia
is
Bay
the
and
first
Newgrounds
level.
Sky to
I'm
Fall.
cooked.
Credit to Pog, I honestly didn't even know that I didn't have that dong downloaded until writing this review. The Newgrounds cover is genuinely impressive. The decoration of this level is very clean and utilizes samples pretty well.
I'm really hoping
think
I
a solid
can, like-
benchmark for well executed sampling is if you can tell that a level actually uses samples. And thankfully in this level you can actually tell.
I'm really
The
hoping I
gameplay,
can
it's
sample
nothing to write home
creativity
about.
my
I would argue
way
it's the
to
weakest aspect
the
of this
top
level.
10.
However, I wouldn't go as far as saying that it's bad or anything. But with its clean decoration and great song representation, I believe Sky Tupala holds a worthy place in
I
the
saw
top 10.
somebody with an
Congratulations,
imaginal disc
Squawk.
PFP. This person, I guess. Alright, let's see what's number 9. Didn't play the whole level this time, I guess. Samplescape?
As one of
This
the
was
last
one of the
entries
final-
submitted,
yeah.
I was very glad to see that this level got finished on time. Samplescape by Mr. Cool Tricks boasts a wonderful aesthetic mix somewhere between a GD level and a Fruitiger Metro era music video. It was really special when an
I
entry
really
to this
hope there's
contest
like
could
an
strike a
honorable
balance
mentions
between
category
well-incorporated
because I feel
samples
like
and samples you could still
I feel like
recognize from
Life
other
is
levels and
Fragile
be
is
excited
just
by the
simply not
reference.
rate worthy,
Every
but
part of the level
is like
feels
a cute
cohesive and
level.
exciting, and the gameplay was great on top of it. Awesome
Didn't
job to
notice
Mr.
the
Cool
I
Tricks.
forgot about the Endeavor Dragon. This has so much charm, bro. Alright, let's see what's number 7. 8.
Sword
Yeah,
and
this
Samplery
was-
is a level that wears its inspirations on
A
its
lot of
sleeve,
people thought
which I
this was
think is a
gonna
pretty
place
fitting
high.
choice for a sample-based level. The level, of course, is a tribute to Yorid and his
Yeah,
levels,
this-
but it goes way beyond just a tribute level, especially
Alright,
in the
let's
sampling
listen.
department. The sample library for it is surprisingly vast, but many of them remain to be apparent when playing through it, despite how well they all fit the vibe.
Yeah,
Especially
to
given
me
that
this
Yorid was
doesn't
far
even
from the
like
only creative
just
sample.
feel
The result
like
is an awesome XL level with
skeletal
cool theming,
shenanigans
awesome
with
progression,
nothing
and
else
fun
attached
gameplay.
to it.
Great work from Sweet Silver.
Yeah, from this alone, it feels unique enough to not feel like an attention grab. Like everything goes together nicely. All right, let's see. Palace World.
Despite not having a ton of levels sampled, Palace World by Pewds manages to create one
Yeah,
of the most
there's
satisfying
there's
and
no shot
articulated
I'm
art design levels I've
placing
seen
in
recent
this.
memory.
I'm
Every
gonna have to
sample
like
is
see like
interpolated very
what
well, and the
everybody's
amount of
placement
different
is.
kinds of
W
assets,
sub.
from background details to environmental objects to designs to art, creates a very
There's something on
diverse
my
feeling
screen.
travel through the level.
bug.
Despite pulling levels from a few different styles, all of the samples are incredibly tasteful, and the stylistic choices Pewds made outside of sampling made them feel right at home.
There's
with
so
the
many
vibe.
people
Playing
included
through
like
Palace
background
onto
and
Distant Island
foreground
is an environment
assets
I
that
don't
like
think I've seen
go
before in a level,
together
and it's
much
executed
better
so
than
well in
like
all
the
departments.
rushing that was
Awesome work
in
to
Life
Pewds.
is Fragile, bro. Yeah, I'm not getting to this area.
Curia
This
did
was one of
so
the
good with their level We Are Punks.
levels I
And
was
think it's
thinking
pretty
of.
obvious why it placed in the top 10. I just love the grungy stylization in the deco. It's like dirty and rusty, but in an elegant way. I also think the usage of samples.
I'm gonna
were done
watch
very
this entire
tastefully.
video, but I
Most
already know
noteworthy
I don't
samples being
place.
that of characters from different levels. It gives a
Yeah,
level
dude,
unique
look at
feeling of
the
togetherness. Like, yeah,
Space
we're all in this
Gauntlet
grungy little
level.
environment together. We are all punks.
And
But
like,
Curia also creates their own
on Beach
characters
House
with this
level.
punky vibe, also with their unique stylization. It's like all the samples, including characters from other levels,
like,
are
how
neat
do you
little
even-
crossovers into this
how do you
wacky
even make a
universe.
better level
But yeah,
than this
altogether,
one, bro?
it's pretty obvious why
I'm
this
wondering
is so
if
high.
like
And for me,
Robbed
it's my
Core
personal
or
favorite.
Copycat
Not
is
just
gonna
because
be
Curia
number
uses
one,
anime girl for my
or
level, but
Godstained.
It's just so good. Just look at it, bro.
Yeah, bro, I could never create like this during the entirety of 2026, I don't think. There it is, bro, Robbed Core.
Robbed Core is a
If I'm not gonna
convincingly
get
exciting
hyped for
script
Life
for
is
some of the
Fragile, I'm
coolest
gonna get
aesthetics I've
hyped
seen
for
in
everybody
Geometry Dash in a
else's
long
level.
while. The environments change massively between parts, from cityscapes to digital music libraries, and even the stolen asset factory itself. Robbed Core keeps the player on their toes with an ever-changing landscape to feature their samples within. Speaking of the samples, it pulls from a massive
Well, I'm
list of
glad to
levels
know,
by a
like,
large spread
I'm
of
glad
creators
to
from
actually
various
know where
different
Robbed
time
Core
periods
is
and
now.
styles. The sheer amount of samples sounds like it would be chaos visually, but Ari was able to make them work in a way not many other levels for the
That's a
content
decent
were able to.
description.
At no point does it feel like
Yeah,
I'm playing
I was.
anything
I
else
know
but
I
this
wasn't
level.
able to.
Every sample feels intentional, like a love letter to what it takes from. It all feels like one perfectly put together sample daily experience. This is helped by a consistent vibe, with lots of references to other aesthetics and media, both inside and outside
Yeah, dude,
of
I
GD.
can see why
Across
Frizz
its 2-minute runtime, it
absolutely
never
popped
feels
off
stale or
over
repetitive,
this.
and the amount of one-off references or samples that appear along the way keep it feeling fresh and keeps the player always looking for something new to recognize. This level being their first rate is just the cherry on top to a complete
I forgot about the Wabu door.
Amazing job to Ari.com.
Somebody said there's so many entries still. I'm just simply not placing. They didn't use like the down arrow. No way, the door that looks like it took hundreds of objects, bro. That is... Bro, that was Wabu's Alex Warren right there, man. He's like, it took hundreds. People are saying Roblox. Yeah, I feel like if my entry was placed this high, I would get a lot of hate. Me, not even the judges. Nice. There are 3
Being one
entries
of the only
above
legendary
this.
rated contest entries, I was very excited to check this out when I was playing through every entry. As per usual from Vegtam, the level did not disappoint. Obviously, on the surface, Copycat is very good. The gameplay is pretty fun,
real.
and visually it remains stunning and flashy throughout. That being said,
Vegtam also
the theme
made
is
a
what
banger
really took
video
the
on
color in my
this.
eyes. The idea around the level is an evil generative AI
I recommend-
that steals from other levels to create new ones, and the
I
player has to
recommend
try to
watching
stop
this
it.
instead
Despite
of
being a sampling entry, the level still
the-
feels very unique, which
instead of
usually
the,
would be a
like,
detriment
the
when a big part of the contest was for levels to feel
abducted
like
video
sampling
because I
levels.
don't want to
But
hear
Vegtam took
Cleo's
this core
voice ever
idea and
again.
applied it deeper than surface level visuals. The sampling idea applying to the theme is a cool touch, and even still, the sampling itself is done in a good way where everything is recognizable where used. The theme builds around the assets, and it makes them feel perfectly fit to a level that really couldn't exist without the sampling. The end screen showing the files of every sampled asset as well is extremely creative, and looking through them was super fun. Amazing
Yeah,
work.
I don't see like better sample creativity than this. I'm sure even Godstained doesn't have that many samples. If Godstained is number 1, I might have to call like bias. I'm half joking, by the way. I'm really glad I like showed the entire level because like this is like the higher entries. Kind of like how the previous results showed like the 5. Is sample Rob Top?
Seeing an Ivy Teal entry to this contest was a massive treat. Ivy Teal's design style has always been one of the most standout visually for the last few years they've been active, with lots of insane details packed very strikingly into every part they make. It made sense that a sampling level from them would be absolutely packed with samples. Broadcast uses a telecommunications theme, with a lot of the samples helping to build this idea and aesthetic. Visually, it's one of the most uniquely presenting levels, with bright pastel colors and tons of art and details around every corner. At any given moment, you could pause and spot 10 different sample
I wouldn't
assets, but
actually
at no
be
point
that
does it
mad
ever
about
begin to
Judd
feel
winning
cluttered.
this.
It's almost mesmerizing in a way to watch because there is so much to see and recognize across its 2-minute length. That being said, aesthetically the level rocks, and despite the asset variety, they all work together to fit the theme in some way, whether it be directly by sampling technological art, or aesthetically by sampling bits and pieces of more abstract designs that fit the overall composition. And as a big plus, the gameplay is really satisfying. It felt natural that an Ivy Teal entry should work so well, and a massive congrats goes to them for placing in the top 3.
Is it gonna play the whole level again? Dude, I actually love this aesthetic though. A lot of people are saying Deep Echo, but I don't really remember that one. But I probably might if it shows up. It better not be an XL level. Alright, let's see if this is Deep Echo. Huh.
Labels by Winte is one of the most consistent.
Dude,
and
a lot of
clean
these
levels in
have
the entire
similar
contest.
aesthetics, like
Clean
some
and consistent
pastel
usually isn't
colors and
something you
everything.
expect from a sampling level, but in this instance, I mean it for its execution. With 25 different levels sampled, it's definitely on the heavier side sample-wise, but every single
Fofi!
asset feels perfect for the theme. while being
Fofi
clearly knows how to play
objects!
it. Playing through the level
This
feels
is a
like
banger
accessing
already.
the internet for the first time as a kid, with so many diverse, quirky art assets alongside extremely clean designs. There's a good bit of digital feeling UI and foreground work to represent the song, such as an asset of data traveling into an open computer folder.
I had no idea
But
just
in
how many
addition to this, the level
entries,
is
how many
sprinkled with a
coded
pretty
entries
large
there
amount of
were.
floral and plant details as well. The juxtaposition feels akin to some popular aesthetics in the early internet age, but not at all in visuals, just more so in foundational ideas. The concept of a
If
futuristic
people are
technological
getting
blend with
better
nature has been an
at the
appealing
editor at
aesthetic
the
to
same
people
rate
for
I
a long
have,
time. And
it's
seeing
like
it represented in
always
this way
being
is
the
beyond
youngest
cool.
child.
It's hard to pinpoint a theme to this level, but I think what I've described gets pretty close to explaining its vibe. Being able to fuse a sample pool like this with multiple very different styles at play and make it feel cohesive for its idea is extremely impressive. I think it's fair to say labels wouldn't have been as striking if every sampled asset felt like it was built by the same person, and that's why it feels so complete as a sampling-based level. The colors are consistently really pretty throughout, and the repetition-based gameplay is immensely satisfying to pull off
Yeah,
while
I
playing,
love, like,
giving it
the
the highest
text.
gameplay score out of any other entry. Wintage did a
Overground.
fantastic job creating a very well-rounded and thought-out project, earning them a well-deserved top 3 spot. Huge congratulations.
Yeah, a lot of people are glazing. A lot of people are glazing Deep Echo. Let's see if the glaze for Deep Echo is real. Everybody's gonna be angry.
What separated the best levels from the rest was their ability to make samples seamlessly blend into a new and unique context. While many levels in this contest did a great job,
No, I
using
don't
sampled
really
assets
like
to make
this
something
level.
cool,
Okay,
very
Arclea.
few were able to channel them to create something greater than the sum of its parts. Cyanotype is one of those levels that
I'm
went
willing
above
to
and
hear
beyond just
this
flipping
out.
assets. You would be forgiven for missing most of the samples in this level, because even though there are a plethora of samples in each part taken from popular levels, they're used so well that they don't feel out of place at all within the level. That said, if you're familiar with these levels,
I
it's
feel
hard
like
to miss them.
a few of the
color
levels
palette
I've
does a
seen
lot
so
of
far are a
heavy
little
lifting in the
better than
cohesion of the
this.
design. If you're unaware, cyanotype is a term that refers to an old printing process that produces a very distinct blue and white print. This was clearly the general direction for the level, and converting all the sampled assets into blue and
Dude,
white
I would have
variations
been-
works wonders in bringing them all together. Though despite all this praise
This
for
would
the
have
level's
went
visual
hard
appeal and
before,
savvy
like,
use of samples,
2023.
that isn't enough to win a contest. Fortunately for
Beat
Zozio,
Demon
the
Zero's
gameplay in
plays.
this
What
level is
is
incredibly
Yuri
well made.
doing, man?
Every part feels interesting and unique to play, all while being properly balanced in difficulty from start to finish. And the way the gameplay works with the song is just icing on the cake.
Dude, the
Everything
Dansman
comes
birds
together
again.
for a phenomenally well put together level, very
Yeah,
deserving of its
this
place
is
in
very
this
well
contest.
put together, but yeah, I feel like first place is only like slightly deserved. I'm really hoping there are like some kind of like honorable mentions at the end, instead of just like a couple frames of levels that weren't lucky enough being visible. Get a freaky viz in one of the windows. This is a banger level. That was unexpected.
And those were the results. Putting together a top 10 we could all agree on was
ADHD
not an easy
viz.
task, as there were so many amazing entries it was hard to sort them all out, especially when the core idea was as diverse as sampling. That being said, there were
Fair
also
well,
some
man.
amazing entries that couldn't have placed in the top
Let's
10
see.
simply for being too difficult, such as Failed Extract 40 by Quackcalio ZZZ, as well as Deep Echo by Dangerous Robot.
There it
The
is
difficulty
for
level is easy to
everybody.
win, and while these levels are absolutely phenomenal, they both exceeded the
Everybody
limit by
get your
quite a lot.
screenshots.
Still very deserving of an honorable mention though. With that, I want to say a massive thank you to my judges for helping me organize, moderate, and of course,
Dude, W,
judge such an
Arclea
enormous
not being
contest.
there.
I still can't believe just how many participants there were, and the number of amazing
Me
entries
neither.
is so cool to see. Thank you as well to everybody for participating and making the contest the best I've ever hosted, hands down. With that being said, congrats
think
again
it's
to the
only his
winners,
third
and
one,
thank you
too.
so much for watching.
Dude, W video though. I'm sure my level was mid compared to the rest, but like, those were some decent results. In order of appearance, it is kind of a shame Godstain didn't get placed. Alright, they were already credited though, like as they were passing by. Special thanks Arb for voice reviews. Scouting creators. I'm sure they were credited like in the. I'd be surprised if they weren't credited in like the OG announcement. So no honorable mentions. That's what I'm saying. Alright. Oh look, it's my own stream. I'm saying. Alright. Oh look, it's my own stream. I had no idea it was that delayed. Okay, what I'm gonna do, is just look at the description, or maybe like look
A few months
at,
ago, I began what would end up being
his community posts later. The description will be updated once the video premieres. I hope it will be over 400 names long. Okay, and posts. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is actually like watch the showcase of this. And because there is no chat on the right, I'm gonna be right here now. But I'm also gonna hide everything like the reconnects, the affiliate count, and the chat window. But I'm gonna show those. I'm gonna show those like once I go live on Twitch. I forgot about the frame rate of this. Yeah, looking back on this level, I feel like this is not good deco. I'm really hoping there is like some kind of leaderboard added in the description to like show like where everything would have placed. I can't believe I went from high paracetamol to this. I also don't know why I have an extra country twang now. Yeah, and then there's this end screen. Yeah, that's what this end screen was supposed to show. Actually, like all the samples I used in the first part, and then like in like the flashing before your eyes part. So yeah, this was Down the Aisle, Sir Fifi. It shows like category of each creator. I think it's like sorted alphabetically, but it never like switches the name until but it never like switches the name until it's done with that name, or until like they show up again for like that one part. My tail to the. I feel like I should have like credited Fifth Squeak as well, but like it is the same person, to be fair. And then yeah, Dekaidi. There were a few levels I sampled, like Pride. Dream Eater Roofs. Fofi. We'll see how many were here. Mr. Puzzle. Cut Content, which I feel like, to be fair, is really similar to the actual thing. Fofi, I believe. Fofi times 3. Connect the dots. Spots. Tribute to, I think, the end. Haichi, a few levels from them as well, like Rossier. Dysphoria, 5-star Crest. And then Marquee Force relaunch, that's the only one. I think I chose that level because it had a comment by Bridget, like one of her last comments, I believe. Arats, Polar, and then My Dreams, which kind of a banger level. Wowza, High CP Grinders, then you get Robot Chief, My Level 1, Chaos Cat, Grey Day, which I believe, like, I got the rain from. I took quite a few assets from this person. Arats. Jarvis in the Clouds. And what else? Jarvis as in Jarvis in the Clouds. Quasary Ice Cube was Cycling Cycles Party. I don't know why I didn't just say, like Quasary Ice Cube. Haichi, Mochi, Surfifi, My Good Girl, Fofi, Hi Fofi, I'm Fofi, Hi, Surfifi, Fifi, Glizzy, which I believe, yeah. All of these are in, like, order of like all the actual original samples, or like in the order they're in on like the Tracklib video I watched. 1212 Dennis, Derbyland, Brain Eater, Booyah, and then we have 1-2 Dennis again with I Made This For You, one of my favorite levels. Then Fofi Goober Map. My Dreams again. Space Dust might as well. I forgot actually how that level looks. Meow Marie's Plus, which I'm pretty sure is pretty old. Dysphoria again. Empty Space. Month of Pride. Did this not on my mic. My mouth is getting tired. Pause. Arats Wowza. Soaring Star, which is what Bridget is. Flora. Funny Runaway. Level in a Minute, I believe. Amok, which I really like, personally. Jarvis Difficult. Area 26. And that was the final sample. I don't know if this was like actually like a fade out or like glow moving down. It might have just been a fade out. But yeah, there's this video I posted on my alt that basically just goes over Life is Fragile. And I was going to save it as a main channel upload, but one too many is Lucid Duran's comments just like got it out faster. Okay, so it was 17 minutes. Like Life is Fragile. I don't think I actually got like a single message during this. I got 2, but those were completely necessary. Bro, I'm just gonna commentate over like Life is Fragile, which is like a level I made for the so yeah, I'm completely fine with not getting a placement because like as I said, I almost feel as if like I was garnering like artificial sympathy points, but I truly care about like Bridget's life. Matt, I did not do a good job at this. Description will still be updated. Okay, there's still sympathy points, but they're not artificial. I guess I like... Yeah, I'm completely fine with not getting a placement. And I'm gonna be seeing like what placement everybody else got.